Hey guys, I'm Morphologist, and if you're like me, you might be stuck in your house under quarantine. Me? Well, I'll be here for 14 days unable to leave my house, which is kind of like a prison sentence, which applies quite well to one of the new features in Star Citizen, prison sentences. Yay! Which is coming in 3.9, hopefully this week. And so if you guys stick around, I'll tell you all about all the new features coming in that patch, and hopefully keep you guys a little bit distracted from the reality of what's going on in the world today, which isn't a lot of fun for a lot of people. So I really hope all of you guys stay in good health and good spirits. Rather than placing artificial limitations on players, Star Citizen is attempting to create benefits and consequences to the actions a player takes in the universe of Star Citizen. If you become a pirate or a griefer, you may end up in prison if you're caught by police or bounty hunters, which is going to bring a whole new level of tension to those combat situations you might find yourself in the verse. But don't worry, if your goal is to become a pirate in the verse and become notorious for what you do, it's not necessarily meant to be a punishment per se. Yes, it's going to stop you from, say, repeatedly griefing somebody, which is kind of its purpose, but it's also a way for you to get in contact with other people in the underground. There will be certain items as well as storyline missions that you can only get through this system, and so it will be in fact an enjoyable experience, as the developers have explained. In addition, if you decide that you don't want to, say, serve out your sentence mining for the Klesher Corporation, you could also arrange for yourself to escape, which is something that you're going to have to figure out for yourself, but as they've said, it is possible. But of course, with great award comes a great risk, and so if you do get caught, you might extend your sentence pretty substantially. 3.9 is also bringing a bit more polish to the inner thought system, which, let's be honest here, has been pretty lacking since its inception. It's never been user-friendly, and this system is aiming to do just that, is to make it very easy to figure out how to do things in Star Citizen without having to search through key bindings, which can take some time and be quite frustrating for new players. It'll also be configurable so that you can set things up as you so wish, and make it just a little bit easier for you to enjoy the experience without having to worry about what does what. We're also getting a bit of an overhaul to the UI when it comes to how to customize your gun. Now you're going to be able to do it whilst you're in first person, which is a bit of an unexpected feature that I didn't really know that they were working on. This, by the way, FYI, is a leaked image, and so it's not really actually sanctioned by CIG, but there you go. Now you can see what it might look like. Bounty hunting is also getting a bit of an improvement, though they haven't gone into much detail about what that means. I suspect that means that they're trying to get the NPC hunting player bounty hunters to work a little bit better, and just have the overall missions function a little bit better as well. Also, to probably get it a little bit more consistent with tracking down players who have bounties on them for those players who have become bounty hunters themselves. By the way, if you don't know, you can hunt real players in Star Citizen if they've got a high enough criminal level, which is a pretty cool feature of Star Citizen that not many new players might know about. Personally, I find it to be pretty satisfying and cathartic. It's fun to know that the person that you get is going to give you a little bit of money, but also might now actually go to prison for the deeds they've committed. Speaking of missions, we're also going to be getting a couple of new ones. Two big ones, though, are going to be rescuing somebody out of a prison transport ship, so that's going to be for those of you who want to be pirates out there. This is one of those missions, like I said, that are going to be only available to those of you in the underground, so the prison system isn't necessarily meant to be completely unfun. There should be more interesting elements that are a part of it, and this just might be one of those things. But the other big mission that's going to be out there for those of you who are more maybe on the light side of the Force will be taking out a pirate Idris. That's right, a pirate Idris. It's pretty cool. It's been leaked for a little while. We saw it in one of the files in the last patch that they did, 3.8.2, but the Idris is basically a capital ship which is coming to Star Citizen. Which brings me to one other thing. If you guys didn't notice, they re-added ship-to-station docking for 4.0, which could mean that not in this next patch, but the one following it, we could be getting the Hull C as well as the Idris, as they are both slated to be done already for Squadron 42. Role players can also rejoice, for 3.9 is also adding a bunch of new clothes, which are meant to go with the new location at New Babbage. We do have the planet Microtech, but we can't actually land there yet and go inside the buildings. This next patch is meant to change all that. The new landing zone that goes along with them doesn't look half bad either. If you don't like leaks, look away, but these are courtesy of Star Citizen Leaks over on Discord in case you guys are interested. I don't think they reveal too much. We have seen these in developer posts. This is just a few more shots that we have not yet seen. I'm really looking forward to seeing this location and maybe doing a bit of an architect reviews on it. Microtech is also finally getting its 3 frozen moons, Euterpe, Clio, and Calliope, which each promise a little bit of a different experience than we've had before on any other moon. I particularly like this one with the pinkish, purplish atmosphere. It's really cool looking, and it's also got a very strange ocean. I think it might be made out of ammonia? I don't remember exactly what they said. It could also be oxygen. I'll have to revisit that blog, but in any case, it looks pretty darn fun. But 3.9 is also adding something else to the experience, and that's the effect of the environment on the player. Things like sandstorms and snowstorms, rainstorms will all detrimentally affect the player's health, especially in very severe and extreme climates. This is one of the ways that you're going to be trapped in the Klesher prison system, since it's built on an extremely hot moon, which means that you're going to have to time your escape pretty perfectly and have something waiting for you, or you're probably going to die on the surface of that moon. It also appears as though that they might be adding in a bit of an improvement to the way that the moon surfaces look, giving them a much needed intermediate level of detail in between very high and very low, as if they weren't jaw-dropping enough already. We're also supposed to get a rework of the Origin racing ship, the M50, which is a pretty cool ship. I'm looking forward to see how they reimagine it, as well as a new ship called the Tavaran Prowler, which is what you see here on the screen. It's a drop ship that's designed to look a little bit avian-like. That's because this alien species, I guess, has some sort of connection to birds. They may look kind of bird-like, I'm not sure. We've not actually seen any concept art of what the Tavarans look like, but it's a really cool looking ship with one of the coolest cockpits I have ever seen in a game, period. Just look at this digital canopy animation. That is such a cool concept. I cannot wait to review this alien ship. I wasn't expecting to really care about it, but now that I've seen it, I definitely want to get my hands on it for at least a short bit to just show you guys in a dedicated video. 3.9 is also adding in a bit of a light survival mechanic wherein you have to consume food in order to be at optimal efficiency. I'm not entirely sure what happens if you don't eat food yet, so we'll have to find out. I don't think you die, but it would be interesting to find out. Here's somebody though eating some ice cream over at New Babbage. That's cool. So I was looking through some of the footage for, putting in the background, and I thought we'd end on a positive note, because we need a little bit of that, right? Need a little bit of positivity. Guys, Star Citizen is going to be a lot of fun as the updates roll in, and this one looks to be no different. There's a lot of good things to look forward to in the next patch, though some of them people are scratching their head at. The survival mechanics and the prison system were all things that were eventually going to come to Star Citizen, but I don't think people expected them to come quite so early. But I think it's a good addition. Hopefully it does what it's supposed to, stops griefers, and gives a little bit more depth to being a pirate once you get caught. I also hope that these new missions add a bit more cohesiveness to working together with your team or your organization to do some more fun things together, because Star Citizen, at least for me, and I think a lot of people in the Armco community, is about the social interactions and being together, especially in those times where we're not actually supposed to be socially interacting in the real world. I think there's a lot of other things we could talk about in this patch, but you know what? It's coming this week, so I'm gonna leave that discussion for when it actually comes out so we can talk about these things in their current state. Things like, what's it like to go to prison? What's it like to have to eat food? And do you die if you don't consume it? And what happens if you punch an NPC with a group of players? Do you go to prison? These and more questions answered this week, so make sure you hit the bell icon and subscribe to find out when I post a video again in the future. And if you want to see me live, you can check me over on Twitch, which is down in the description below. So stay safe, guys, stay healthy, and if you have to, stay inside. It won't be so bad. We can do more stuff like this. I've been Morphologist. See you in the verse.